Roberto Lombardi. Welcome to the third part of this tutorial on Hotel California's epic solo. You'll find links to part 1 and 2 in the description and right here, maybe. At the end of the video, you'll find also a slow performance for you to practice over. This is the most interesting part for me because I'm focusing on the album version, which is quite different from what they played live ever since, and to me, much better. Almost every lesson I've found is based on the live performances, probably for two reasons. First, we have plenty of videos of the guys playing it. Felder himself has shown the solo many times. Plus, on live performances we have only two slightly panned left and right guitars, while recording as them right in the center with two additional guitars on the sides playing counterpoints like in the verses. That makes it a little hard to understand what's going on. I worked on that because I think it deserves it. Especially the first harmonized lick, I think it sounds much better on the record than it does on the live performances. Plus, I'm a fan of discovering the hidden secrets of the recordings. Okay, first lick. Walsh's solo ends and Felder enters. He first plays a little harmony on Walsh's final line. You might have noticed that he changes position, and you can see that on the live performances. We can assume he does the same in the studio. So you bend from the C sharp at the 9th fret to a D note, release the bend, pull off to a B, then switch to the 10th fret, grab a C with your third finger, and bend to D. I point this out because he's actually starting from a note that is not in the key. A weird note nonetheless, a C, which is a flat 9 to the key of B minor, but it's quick and it sounds good anyway. Then he plays a little answer. As you see, again, the first note is not in the key of B minor, it's this weird C. Imagine a B minor chord. And this is the note the bending starts from, but it's very quick and you don't actually hear the C note that much. You just hear where it leans toward, so you don't want to be very slow. You want to be quick, like this. So you're at the 10th fret, you grab the C with your third finger and you bend it to D. Then play a D, do it again, so you do it twice. Then with the second finger at the 11th fret on the G string, you play an F sharp. Then you slide back, pull off, then you play a B, an A sharp, and then you slide with your third finger to an A sharp an octave higher. What happens here is that when you slide down, you're not actually playing the note in the middle. I tell you what I mean. It's not like I'm consciously trying to do this. I'm actually doing just a movement, a slight movement downwards. And then at a certain point I just pull off. The note in the middle, what is supposed to be an E, is not really there. It's just part of the movement. Like this. So, like this. Then you play B, A sharp, and you go back to the A sharp an octave higher. To be completely honest, that C note he starts the band from actually gives it a little edge. It's something weird I can't really understand, but it makes it more personal. And then the lick ends on the major third of the chord we're in, on an F sharp major chord, so he's playing a major third on top of it. The second lick is Walsh again. I will play it with this guitar for not switching too many times. It starts at the 17th fret with the third finger on the B string and you bend. And then you keep the bend and you repeat the note a few times. While you do it, you want to vibrate the note quite heavily. Then you release the band and you get an E and then pull off to a D. Like this, and you end up on a B. Then it continues playing an A at the 14th fret, then you play an F sharp with your third finger, slide back to E, play a D, play E again, slide back up to F sharp, and play again an A, so it just continues 16 notes. This lick all together interesting that it still plays a B minor pentatonic, and over the first chord, A, you get a sixth, which is a cool extension. And on the E7 chord, you get many more extensions like the 7th, the 9th, and the 4th. Check it out. This is the 6th over the A chord. And here I'm on the E. 9, 7, 9, 4th again. I don't think they knew this, but it's still fun to notice. Sometimes simple approaches to soloing with a complex harmony lead to something very interesting. By the way, leave a like on this video, it really helps to spread it to more people. And here we go into the first harmonized lick. This is what Felder plays live. Let me play that over the recording too. Let's check if it sounds good. To me, that doesn't sound right. It's not correct. This is what I find correct that sounds good over the record. Check it out. Okay, let's break it down. You start at the 10th fret with your third finger and you bend from A to B. And then you play a D with the pinky. Then you play an A again and a C sharp like this. Let's check it out on the record. Let's hear it slow. You can clearly tell that the second note he hits, the high note, is a C sharp. It's nice because it creates a nice harmony with the G chord that we're on top of. So we're on a G, we go towards his third, his fifth, his ninth, and a sharp 4. That creates a very interesting harmony, especially with Walsh. So while Walsh is playing this A, Felder is playing a C sharp, and what we have is a natural third, a major third, like this, which sounds very nice. Compare this with what happens on the live performance, where when Walsh plays this A, Felder is actually playing a B. That doesn't sound right to me, because the A and the B are only one whole step apart. They sound kinda creepy. Let's move on. We have... If you listen to the record, you can clearly hear this G note leading to the B, while on the bottom I hear this A. On the live performances, this low A is playing by Felder, but on the record I'm pretty sure this is what Walsh is doing, because Felder has to be playing that high G note. This one. I play it here, but it's not mandatory, you can play it here as well. I just find it easier to play it at the 12th fret. Then we do F sharp A, then we go down to D, we play a G, an A, a D. So to play it again, as you might notice, I am using my third and my fourth finger to play notes that are on the same fret but on a different string. Here, 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 and then we finish off with, so we play with the third finger here, an A, we go with the second finger here, and we play a G at the 10th fret, pull off to F sharp, play again the G, slide back to the 12th fret, and finish with this F sharp at the 11th fret with the first finger. So hold this lick slowly. The part that comes now also is different from what happens on live performances. This is what Felder does. We will also see that Walsh is playing something different. After we've done this, we stay here and we play F sharp, G with the second and third finger, then we go G, A, third and first finger, then grab an A sharp and bend it a half step to a B and release. So again, bend, release. Then we move here at the 14th fret, C sharp, D, E. First, second and fourth finger. And so we're ready to play the triplets. Okay, let's see what Walsh is doing in this harmonized lick. If you subscribe to this channel, please activate notifications with a little bell. That's the only way you'll be sure to find my upcoming videos. Thank you. This is what he does live, but on the record I'm quite convinced that the part was a little different. Just one note, to be honest. Just this A note he plays in the middle. So we start at the 9th fret with the third finger and we bend from E to F sharp, and then we play a B with our first finger, but with a little bar that takes up the first two strings. So then we can play this F sharp. Then we play an A with our pinky. Then we play this low A with our first finger and bar to play this F sharp. You want to try to mute the notes that are not playing so they don't overlap. Then with the same bar we play a D, an E with the pinky, B, D, F sharp, A. I'll play this again. Notice that I'm using my pinky and then the third finger, so I don't use the same finger and I don't have to bar and the notes are a little clearer. Pinky, third, first, and we end up on this A. Then we play this F sharp, slide down to E, pull off, play E again, slide up, and play A again. I'll play this slow. here it changes it again compared to the live version. When it's live, it does this. But not on the record. Let's check it out. What I hear is, which harmonizes a little better with Felder. Then he moves down to the 3rd fret and he plays. For some reason it doesn't stay at the 7, it could have stayed here. Instead he moves down to the 3rd fret, probably because he likes the sound better. So he plays D, E with the 1st and 3rd finger. Then moves to the 7 with the 3rd finger. Moves to the 8 with the 3rd finger. And plays an F sharp with the 2nd finger. And then he plays. So all together. For some reason, when he gets to the G, he doesn't bend. It doesn't sound to me that he's bending, neither live nor in the studio. And then we go into the triplets. So you are basically barring two notes at the 7th fret. You start with the pinky while keeping the bar and then pull off and play the F sharp. So you have D, B, F sharp. They're basically playing triads over the chords. Felder is actually adding some 7ths here and there, but Walsh is just playing the triads. Be sure to roll your finger a little bit, the finger you use for the bar, the 1st finger, because you need to mute the notes that are not sounding. They don't need to overlap. Then you move down 1 fret with the same technique, but this time you don't have a bar, so it's a little easier. Pinky, pull off from C sharp to A sharp, and play an F sharp. And you do this twice. Then just play, pull off, and slide to the 14th fret with your 3rd finger. So all this first part together, slow. Pause on this F sharp. Then it kinds of repeating the same pattern but changing the shapes. So it's going to be on an A chord, so he's playing the notes of an A chord. So C sharp, A, and E. So he moved down again 1 fret and the position is the same that it was for the F sharp. Since we're on an E, so for the E chord. And here is sliding to the 12th fret. For the same reason, we're going to the root of the chord. Pause. Then he moves the same pattern of 2 chords down 2 frets. So he starts on a B, pull off to a G, then plays a D. To outline the notes of a G chord, a G triad, G major. Moves down to a D major chord with the same pattern as before, and slides to D. Then he actually uses an open string, so he's with the 3rd finger playing a G, pulling off to an open E, 2 open strings, and then playing an open B. This is a little bit trickier because you want to obtain a clean sound without overlapping. I actually did a video about muting, which is this technique you use to mute the strings that are not supposed to play, and I will link here so you can check it out later. You basically want to pull off the G to an E, mute the E, and play the B without having any other strings ringing. And then you do the shape that we used for the A and the G chord. We also use it for the F sharp. And we slide to the 9th fret. If you don't feel comfortable with these wide stretches, I have small hands and I can do it, so probably you can as well. But if you don't feel comfortable pulling off, that's the hardest part when you're doing a stretch. You can always pick every note. Like this. Okay, let's see what Felder is doing. Okay, it's the same principle. It starts at the 17th fret, as we said, with the pinky. We're actually using two different sets of strings, but this will change later. So we're on the B string this time, and we play from the 17th to the 15th fret with a pull off from the pinky to the first finger. And then we play a B with the second finger. Same technique. Then we go down and we actually play a position similar to what Walsh was doing. And we slide to the 18th fret on the first string. So we're playing basically on the lower couple of strings, so the B and the G, but when we do the slide, we go up on the first string. What happens here is that actually Felder is playing the 7th of the chord, which is this E. We're on an F sharp and he's playing the 7th. When we were on the B, this is actually a triad, notes from the chord. This first note is a 7th instead, which gives us a little extension on the harmony. And we slide to the 18th fret. Then we go back and we do something similar. So we play an E at the 7th, we pull off to a C sharp, and we have the bar again, like in Walsh's part. And then we move down and we do the same position for the E chord. And here too we're playing a 7th, we're playing this D, which is the 7th of the E chord. And we end up on the 3rd. While Walsh was ending up on the root of the chords, Felder is ending up on the 3rd. So we have this nice major 3rd sound at the end of the phrase. Same pattern down to 2 frets to accommodate the chord of G major. But here he changes things, he changes the pattern. Instead of doing this, which is kind of a stretch, he preferred to just play the triads on 3 strings, like this. Like this. And then he slides again to the 3rd. So pause. And he picks all the notes. The remaining 2 chords are played with this exact pattern, picking 3 strings every note. Picking every note on 3 strings. E minor, and slide to the F sharp, to the root this time. So, an E minor triad, an F sharp major triad without the 7th, Notice that at the last bit I changed the finger I played the F sharp with, because I'm going 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, because it's a little better to do the last slide. So now the question is, why did they change? I don't know. Maybe Felder forgot his part, or he was unhappy with it and it came up with something different later. Or maybe that was his original intention all along and he was pushed by the producer maybe to make the parts blend better. I know I would have asked them to do that. But then he was pissed and got back to his original version when he played live. We cannot know. I would love to talk about it with Walsh and Felder, but they don't even talk to each other. Here comes a slow performance as a recap and for you to practice over. I appreciate if you leave a like and a comment and also ring the bell. Alberto Lombardi, ciao!